Warning: the following content may not be suited for younger or sensitive audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Anyway, so where we left off. You guys are currently facing a very pissed off Storm Champion. Like I said last time, she locked on her eyes locked onto Aelia, and she lets out a very low growl.
Oh,
I
wait,
will
we're
say,
just getting right into it?
Yeah, I was like, this is wrong. Why is this wrong?
Are we doing a recap, or we're just going straight into it? We can go into it. I just wanted to know.
You know what? Since I have fucked up already, I've already done the recap. How many of you are you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, 4, 5. Roll 1d5. Eli, you get a DM inspiration. If you have one already, pass it to someone else.
That's a fun way of giving.
Guys, the message, the fucking meme I just sent to the chat clarifies this even more. Which, for the viewers, it's a meme I sent of me seducing the DM over several months just to have a clear advantage over everyone at the session.
The rule core is more important than rules, by the way.
Anyway.
Listen, you either seduce the DM or you pop in the DM's DMs being like, hey, I have a fun idea. And then the DM's like, fun idea.
I crave. Anyway.
These nuts in your mouth.
So.
I'm sorry.
Aelia. What do you do? Actually, just the party. What do you do?
Well, I will say, to start off, Aelia's just kind of staring, like, after, like, mumbling Azura and Azura turning, looking at her and holding eye contact, Aelia's kind of frozen in place. She is not moved. As she's just holding eye contact.
Nihilus is trying not to panic because technically, isn't he closer? Isn't he the one that's closest to?
Pretty much. Oh. But she doesn't seem to really care for you. However, Nihilus, you do notice that there is a smaller figure, tugging on her shirt, trying to get her attention elsewhere, as if she's trying to dissuade the fight.
Can I see the smaller figure from here, or is it out of my vision?
It's out of your vision because Azura is blocking it. Basically, Nihilus can only see this person's hand.
Nihilus doesn't want to say anything because he doesn't want to accidentally trigger anything, so he's just sitting there, just trying not to move too much.
He's acting like she's a bear. Like, if you don't move, she can't see you.
More of like he doesn't want to make her think he's grabbing for something, you know? So... Oh, God.
Astra's like, I am noticing some tension here. Perhaps we should move on?
Maybe.
I mean, Azura is still sitting there growling at this point. Although at this point, you guys can see some storm clouds starting to kind of roll in, and there is very clear, lightning, basically electricity starting to run up. Her arm, the arm that's holding her sword, which would be her left hand.
We don't want any trouble. Sorry, Max. I thought you were finishing up. My bad.
And as you guys are kind of sitting there, you feel the hairs on the back of your neck start to stand, and you smell the strong stench of ozone.
Oh
fuck, Nihilus!
Okay, Nihilus. Go, Calypso, go.
Zenith is protecting the children. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
So he's using his body as a shield.
Alright, do you guys kind of see Calypso? She's standing her ground.
Calypso, this is not the time to stand your ground. Go, please, just go. Don't try to stare down whatever the fuck that is. Just go.
She kind of like glances a look back to you, and before continuing to ignore you and standing her ground.
Of all the times not to listen.
It really seems like the stare of Azura has shifted from Aelia to Calypso.
Oh.
Like, Nihilus, if you're paying attention, you're realizing that the chains or like the straps, like the metal straps that are holding Calypso to the cart, that are attaching Calypso to the cart, are currently white.
Oh.
And Calypso's
They're
angry.
heating up.
We don't want any trouble. I don't know what you want, but can we just move past, please?
And she kind of like, she snarls, like Azura snarls a bit before saying, like she's kind of basically, it looks like she's like, she kind of glances everyone in the cart over in the cart, and she says, "Why are you traveling with her?" It just seems directly directed at Zenith.
Wait, whoa. It's with her. Is she?
Azura's
asking.
Yeah, probably.
Zenith just kind of like looks at. Does this figure seem familiar to him at all?
He has certainly seen her before, as she has caused a lot of shit, and she was a kind of basically crucial in this riot that Zenith caused to escape.
Okay. Zenith is simply going to say, "Not the Aelia you think." Different Aelia.
I will say, Aelia's just kind of staring at Azura, and there's a pained look on her face that Azura would probably be able to see very easily. Like, there's an extremely pained look on her face.
And Azura kind of just, like, she relaxes a little bit. The smell of ozone fades, and you guys kind of feel the breath, or the kind of like the tingle in the air start to die down. But she just kind of lets like a huff snort out, and is just kind of like, basically looks to Zenith for an explanation. Looks between Alien and Zenith for an explanation.
Zenith just says, "She's from the dimension known as Equus, if you've heard of it."
As you mention Equus, there is basically an even, like, a worse growl than before.
I think you made it worse. Our character, I think you made it worse.
And Azura says, "You mean where that monster came from?"
Max, you're gonna have to remind me what monster.
You don't actually know the answer to this one. I mean, the only connection you can think of for Equus is that the person who helped start basically the corruption of the Storm Order, the person who basically grasped the idea for the soldiers that create, like, the soldiers, like the soldier that you are, and the idea for the generals was from Equus.
And Zenith at that moment just like, which monster? The one who caused all of the Storm Order's corruption? Or?
Yeah.
She said yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know that dimensional travel was possible until, well, Soteria, which was technically 8 months ago, I think.
Wasn't he from Dova?
Yeah,
And like
but
she drops the growl again and just kind of looks at the person who was behind her. And it seems to like remind her of what she's doing. So, despite the fact that she's very unhappy and her ears are basically pinned to her head, she does drop the scary bits of "I'm going to fry you with lightning."
for now.
For now.
So, does he remember like her name at all? Because like he doesn't. I'm not sure if he does or not.
You would know. You would simply just remember her as the Stormbringer of the Ashen Rose.
So, how you doing, Rose?
Like she just obviously has an obvious disgust for that nickname, but she does she puts her sword down and she kind of just and leans against it and says she kind of basically puts it in the ground and leans against it slightly. And she says, "I'm busy." Sort of.
I'm sure I can't ask.
I mean, you could.
What are you busy with?
And she moves out of the way. And all of you see a now very shocked and frozen in place pink tiefling who is trying to cover her face.
Oh.
Huh. Wait, pink tiefling. Pink tiefling. Hold on. I'm checking our records.
Why did you say it like that?
The only person I know for a fact would immediately grab onto that is muted, so...
I'm just going to assume Zenith doesn't know because I can't find it.
You would.
What?
You would know.
I would know?
Yes! Ah!
Wait, pink tiefling. Why is that familiar? You haven't sent me any pink tieflings. Unless it's more recent and it hasn't been pinned.
Anyway.
Pink tiefling.
Cameron?
What?
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm just being quiet. Am I supposed to?
Did you... Yes. And did you just scream?
Can
No.
you get me?
I was clearing my throat.
Stupid.
God. Goddaughter.
Okay. Goddaughter.
I'm waiting for the cogs to turn in someone's head.
Fuck. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh shit! It turned! That's Corsantis' goddaughter! I think.
Oh.
No?
That's Corsantis' daughter.
That's Corsantis' daughter!
Idris' goddaughter.
Oh.
Idris' goddaughter. Okay. So Zenith does know that?
Yes! Because you guys have met her 3 times before.
Well,
dude, I'm gonna be honest. My brain's fried.
No, they
I've had a bad
That's
day.
fair.
They just know that Idris knows her. Because Idris sat down and talked
That's true. That Idris...
when we found
Yeah, they know that
So
Idris
they
knows her.
actually.
Okay.
But still, you...
How? I mean, he's just kind of he can't really feel anything. So he's kind of sitting there with not discomfort, but kind of disgruntled in a way. He's not feeling it because he's not really able to describe or show his emotions right now. He is emotionally constipated times this time, guys. So he's kind of like staring, and it's just like this confusion that's kind of like writing on his face slowly. And I mean, oh god, how's she gonna feel about her? God, he can't
I mean,
do
you don't really
much.
see,
He's
besides the whole, like, panic of, besides the whole quiet panic that she seems to be experiencing, she doesn't really give much emotion, many other emotions away. And, Azura continues and says, I decided to, I don't know the correct words for this.
Take charge. Probably
Surprise adopt the run here.
Oh.
Oh, you know, yeah, I can't really argue with that. That happens. That happens.
Out of character side,
looks like he went.
I spent like 3 minutes in cart.
Literally orc and
Aelia has not removed her eyes from Azura. She's just watching Azura, and it's gone to the point where it's like she's teared up a few times, but keeps like blinking them away, then tearing up again. She's like not speaking though.
Honestly, every time that Azura does, like, Azura will like occasionally locks eyes with you, but it's immediately met with her baring teeth and looking away.
Ouch. Max, by the way, you never told me that she was actually part of the Storm Order. This is new.
Listen, that was me. I don't actually no, that was on the fly because that was anyway. Listen, I can't keep track. Who knows what?
Valid.
You know what? Fair.
That's why I'm shortening. I'm making my party smaller. Anyway.
Cool.
Next session. Not next session. Next campaign.
Oh, I just noticed we're missing a member. Huh.
Yeah, Miss was going hiking and they're on their way back home, but they're not going to be able to do session tonight.
Yeah, Isaac's also going to be late.
Anyway.
Anyway, so
I don't mean to cut in, but are we allowed to go by now?
And like, she kind of eyes you, Nihilus, and she says, she just simply goes, like, she kind of like eyes you, Nihilus, and then, like, she immediately looks back to Aelia and says, if I were you, I'd recommend that you hide your face. You're not exactly welcome around these parts. And with that, she picks up her sword and she walks away.
And now let's just get out of the so just go.
Bye, Stormbringer. Have a good life. God, I didn't think I'd see her again.
Honestly, I mean, it's probably end up like kind of show like his hand on Alex's shoulder, and kind of like until like wait a moment because he wants to talk to his god for a second, or try to.
Okay. Niles, no wait.
Like,
he's like, okay, just hurry up then.
Out of character. Fuck you, Nihilus. Joking. But Idris would have like ended up getting off the cart for a moment to kind of like not approach them, but kind of stand there and just go, can I ask what caused you to adopt her? Surprise adopt her?
And Azura kind of looks down at no wait, he's 7 feet, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like 7-8 foot. He's tall. He's
okay.
7.
Okay,
7
I
foot.
think. She looks at Idris and says, "And why would you want to know that information?"
Because technically she's my goddaughter.
And technically you're supposed to be dead.
Well, I'm not, as you can see.
Yeah, I think you can fucking put 2 and 2 together.
Out of character. I feel like this is like a big dick contest.
Azura has the bigger one.
Listen. It's taking everything for Azura to not rip Aelia out of the fucking cart and, like, kill her at the moment, so...
That's...
Fair.
And
no,
I mean...
fair.
She's a little angry.
Yeah. And I mean, Idris would kind of, like, sit there and be like, well, it wasn't my choice to be brought back, but since I am here, and like, he looks very not comfortable in a way, like uncomfortable, because he's like trying to gauge his emotions while he's thinking and like trying to figure out what to say. But he'd kind of look to Serrata and just go, I know that definitely it's a surprise I am back, but I just also want to know if you're safe, because I've heard, I don't know much of
You do not get to finish your
happened.
sentence. You do not get to even finish your sentence before like, you have to take a couple, like, you get staggered a little bit as Serana basically flings herself to you and hugs you very tightly.
Okay, it's hugs. You just take it, like, takes like a process. It's just kind of like end up hugging her back. And honestly, he'd go, sorry for the surprise, I guess. Like, trying to joke about him dying and coming back, you know? It's not a good joke.
It's definitely not. But, like, you guys, everyone else in the party can see that Azura just does not... Azura's not, like... She's just not in the mood to be around people right now.
I'm gonna be honest, Azura is activating Nihilus' flight response, and he just wants to get as far away from her as possible.
A lot triggers Nihilus' flight response.
Listen, man.
He actually has self-preservation skills of, this is fucked up, let's not fuck with it, while everyone else is like, that'd be funny.
It'd be funny.
Idris just fucks with everything. He doesn't care.
But basically, Serana, she holds you fairly tightly, and at this point, she is just full on sobbing. And you can kind of make occasional words out, but it's mostly gibberish. And what you can make out... What the fuck are you doing? Stop being horny. I can't even... Don't do this.
I'm not...
What?
Not being horny.
Max, that's a child!
Exactly! Listen, you said I mean the way you do when you're horny.
I did?
Max is not wrong. You
yes!
Did. No, I was saying I mean, like, I'm... He just doesn't know how to comfort.
Oh my...
I say I mean the same exact way.
Which is a very poor thing.
Which is... Exactly.
I don't speak. I can't word. Anyways,
Anyway.
What would she be muttering? Like, what can I get out of her sobbing?
Mostly that she's mostly what you can get out is, I was scared, I ran, and something about Corsandus, but you can't really make the rest of that one out.
I mean, Idris would kind of like try to comfort her, like the way he's known to comfort people, but like, she'd be able to tell that because of how he is in this moment, he's physically he's there, but emotionally, like, it's very disconnected. But it's also slowly getting there, and he just like
she does
going,
not seem to care.
Like he just end up very gently going, What about Corsandus?
And like she'd pull away for a second and like try to like steady her breathing, but it's like she's basically been reduced to hiccups. But she would, I have to think. She would take like a moment and say, "He's gotten worse. He's gotten so much worse."
If it's any help to you, I do know how to save him.
She doesn't really seem to react to that. It's more of like, there's a lot. Like, at those words, she seems to like restart her sobbing.
Oh god. I'm not good with children.
Not even a child, she's 20.
My fatherly instinct wants to jump in and do something, but it's not my place.
I mean, Idris would kind
of technically like, Zenith does know Serana. So does Oric.
Yeah. Idris would kind of just go back to like calming her down or like trying to.
But
probably not.
Because I mean, the way Zenith and Oric would know that Serana is that they would remember that she would basically sneak them extra food. Or anything else they wanted. She would try her best.
Before they actually approach, Zenith is going to try and gauge Azura's reaction to them, like, stepping forward to actually talk to Serana.
She has moved far enough away from now. Like, she is currently lurking in some trees.
Okay. So Max, my emotional output is kind of out today, so I'm going to be explaining this in the most monotone voice ever.
That's fair.
So I apologize.
That's completely fine.
But Zenith kind of like, when he finds a moment, I feel like I'm stealing this from Eli. Sorry, Eli. But when he finds a moment of after Idris has stopped like talking and just like comforting Serana, he's just gonna walk over and sort of give her a nuggie.
Bro. Honestly, Serana just seems slightly caught off guard, but she does laugh a bit.
Hey, I didn't ever get your name, but thank you very much for helping Oric.
And she would nod.
I'm sure you remember me. If you do,
I
do. Well, and like he kind of makes a not like a cringy face, but like a face of like he doesn't want to put in, but Oric does. So he's trying to explain for Oric, who is struggling to get to her because he is still like very exhausted.
Oh God.
He's holding out his bag of sugar cubes and saying, We have snacks if you want some.
Astral starts sweating. Anyway.
Bro.
We don't know yet, except for like a couple people in the party.
Honestly, she would decline the sugar cubes. But as you guys are talking, Nihilus, can I have you roll a perception check?
Again, I'm very sorry, Eli. I didn't want to steal that from you, man.
Oh, you're good. Don't worry.
15.
You don't need very high for this. So as you're kind of like watching Azura, because I mean, she moved back to where like she was when you guys initially walked, or came across her, because she was walking in the same direction as you guys. She seems to like be having like her left hand drops. Like her left hand just suddenly drops the sword and starts like it starts to move seemingly of its own volition, because Azura very quickly like grabs her wrist and is just like, it seems like is like mumbling, or not really mumbling, but whisper shouting at it to stop.
If well, regardless, he's wearing mask, but if he had facial muscles in his face, he would have the face of like, what the fuck? But he doesn't say anything. He just has the eyes of like, what the fuck was that?
And I mean, you also notice at this point there is a orange tabby cat kind of like curiously making its way towards Azura.
Like beelining towards Azura.
Wait.
No, gonna say, where did that cat come from? he says that out loud, by the way. Just
Aelia in the cart would hear him and go, "Cat," and then she'd look around and she'd go, "Bo, where the fuck did Bo go?" And then look out and see Bo beelining towards Azura, and she just kind of calls after him, goes, "Bo, no, that's not," as she's like making her way towards him, as he's just beelining towards Azura really fast.
Oh, she can just put him in an extra space, right?
Well, yeah, but he doesn't like that. He has an attitude.
Anyway, as you get closer, you notice that the hand just pops off, and it seemingly like it lands on the ground and starts to take a cat shape of its own.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Don't get them confused. Don't switch them around.
I mean, there's a very obvious difference.
Yeah.
Between these.
The Azura's bow patch.
I thought Azura was a cat person.
But as this like cat starts to form, while it is a tabby cat, it is a much darker orange tabby cat, and I don't really know how to describe it other than it has like a gray around its muzzle, and like the tabby stripes seem like some of the tabby stripes. Well, not even the tabby stripes. It also seems to have various lightning scars throughout its body.
Oh. Huh.
I will say, Bo like ran over to them, and he is straight up like nuzzling like Azura's leg. Like he's running up greeting her like an old friend. Like he recognizes her.
Like as you guys kind of watch this, Azura's just like kind of standing there, like she has her arms up and like is low key like kind of lifting the leg that he's rubbing on away from him.
Debating on punting the cat.
Like, she seems to like, it's kind of like when the classic, like when a person sees a mouse, you know, like the kind of stance they take as it runs across the floor. That's low key the stance she's starting to take, but it's more of a slow posture, and it's more of just like, don't touch me. What are you doing? Don't do that.
As she tries to do that, he is not tolerating it, and he is rubbing more aggressively affectionate. Like, he is not tolerating it. She moves one leg, he goes for the other.
I mean, they're basically going in circles at this point, and the other cat just seems to basically go up behind this other version of itself and like taps it on the back. I really like how this whole like there's somebody sobbing in the background. It's just this going on anyway.
Oh, nice. Is like, what the fuck?
The front of the car, there's 2 cat mimics fucking with Azura. In the back, there's a group of people crying.
It's band camp.
It is band camp!
Anyway.
Nihilus is trying not to have a panic attack because Azura scares him so much.
But, as this is, like, happening, because I'm assuming they're just gonna be going in circles for a few minutes while Azura's just, like, very confused.
Well,
Aelia is just going to walk over and immediately, like, pick him up in, like, a scolding manner and then, like, back off. But while she's also just, like, she's, like, kind of, like, staring at the other bow.
And the other bow
and she's not saying anything.
The other bow is, like, dead set on this other version of himself. And, like, he kind of... His head splits apart and there's, like, with teeth, and there's more eyes than there should be on a cat, and suddenly, like, a giant tongue kind of emerges from him. And it seems like he's trying to, like, communicate to see if for certain, like, if he is absolutely certain.
Bo responds and does basically the same thing, but from Aelia's arms. And Aelia looks completely unbothered, because Nihilus is watching this. Like, this looks like a normal occurrence to Aelia.
No, it's like, I thought that would... Okay.
And the other bow, he returns back to his cat form, and Azura just kind of like picks him up by his scruff and is just like, okay, asshole, get back on my hand, please.
Not standing for it. Don't get back on the hand.
Nihilus speaks up like, I'm sorry to interrupt, but, like, we kind of have places to be, so can we just hurry this up? Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yes, if you would not mind, I would like to get moving.
He just would kind of turn his head and, like, you know, he's still tending to Serana and be like, I understand, but considering I've been as dead as long as you guys have been gone, I think a few more minutes would be fine. And, like, kind of turn back to Serana to tend to her.
Damn.
Jokingly, fuck you, Nihilus. Get a hold of yourself.
I would say Aelia's now doing the opposite of what she was doing earlier. She is, like, avidly avoiding looking at Azura, as she's just kind of... But she does seem, like, kind of frozen in place now that she's, like, within, I would say, 15 feet of her. She's kind of frozen in place, but she's just kind of holding bow. As she's just avoiding looking at Azura at any fucking cost. Though she is glancing at her hand / the other bow. I don't know which form he's in currently, but yeah.
The hand. He's a hand now.
Yeah. She does sometimes glance at the hand.
There's now an eye on the hand that's kind of staring at her, but you know. But as you're kind of like standing there, Aelia, this kind of you kind of stand there for like a minute or two before you suddenly realize you're being lifted by the back of your shirt back into the cart. And Azura walks away from you and is just kind of like, doesn't really say anything, but she just walks away. I mean, it's not really a gentle landing either. She just kind of like plops you down from like a 3-foot height into the cart. But you know.
Aelia looks completely unbothered by that. like the actual action she seems unbothered by, but like as Azura's walking away, she does like look back at her like she wants to say something before deciding against it and just going and sitting down. This is so rough.
This is so rough.
That's rough, buddy.
But as Soriana's kind of finally calmed down enough to explain, she does explain that Corsandus is now, or more so, the Hand of God, is basically starting a ritual to gain access to a forgotten dimension.
Oh.
A dimension named Soth Adon.
Oh.
Idris would know about Sothodon, right?
Vaguely.
I wish Zil was here right
Wait
now.
a fucking minute.
Zil knows about that place.
You asked.
I know a few things about that place as well.
Max, you said a forgotten dimension, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to DM you something.
Max, I'm sure Zenith and Oric know nothing about a forgotten dimension named Sothodon, right?
They do not know anything about a forgotten dimension named Sothodon.
Sophodon. Sophodon.
Did you say Sophodon?
That's what I'm
Soth?
hearing.
Soth.
It's Soth. It's S-A-A, or S-A-T-H-D-A-A-N.
I'm gonna be
Soth
honest, Max. That
Adon.
sounds like an over-the-counter prescription.
You know he's not wrong, Max. And I hate that he's not wrong.
Sothodon. You're right if you say it fast.
Sophodon.
Sothodon. It sounds like an over-the-counter prescription. Take Sothodon today. Side effects may include
nausea, depression, rapid ejaculation,
death.
You get Idris with that. You get some more flashes of that in general. Like, you do kind of have a bit more memory of that thing.
So,
anyway. Oh, yes. Go. Continue.
I was gonna say, because Idris would be like, he would be able to connect those dots, right? That I just asked about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because Idris would immediately, like, despite the fact he's pure white, if, like, everyone, if they had been looking at him when she explained that, they would see him, like, visibly stiffen very quickly, which is definitely different from what he has been acting as. Like, it's almost an immediate switch in his demeanor. And he'd go, I have an assumption of why it's wanting to go there. And if it is, it could be a good thing because of the god that's in there, but not a good thing also with what it's wanting.
It's not wanting the god that's there. It's wanting the corruption, the disease.
Which, if it gets here, it's not going to be good.
We have some connections to another group. They're called. Give me a moment. I gotta find my notes. Nope, it would be in How the World Works. Correct? No. Random
The DM
shit.
needs to
That's
check his
important.
notes.
Jump.
I'm sorry.
What? I didn't. What?
You said shut up, right?
No, I said jump. I was reading the button I was pressing. Slurs. Anyway,
I get combos every day at work.
Anyway, okay, yeah. So she says we have some connections to another group. They call themselves the Gathering of Dawn. It's they
group too,
say
don't I?
No. But I mean, you've heard of them. You don't know what they are, but you know that Terrace doesn't like them. As you remember, he warned Kree to stay away from them.
I knew it. Damn it.
But she would say, we have some connections with the Gathering of Dawn, and they say that Sathadon is completely, it can be accessed, and that this corruption, it spreads and is a disease. Basically, they don't know how it started, but they did say that Sathadon was the original home of the parasites they hunt. And they didn't really give anything. They really didn't say what these parasites were, but I
don't know much about them, but I know that Terrace, for one, does not like them, and has warned Kree about them as well.
And she would nod like she knew those names, kind of. I mean, she knows Terrace.
She met him at the funeral.
Yeah, she also met him before. But,
Probably.
she wouldn't really say anything beyond that, but she would look back to Azura, who would give her, kind of a, it's time to go, head bob. And she would very quickly say her goodbyes and dip, as per usual.
She got one last hug, though, from Idris, don't worry. Because, I mean,
And,
as well,
Idris
would have also gave her a sending stone and whatnot.
Makes sense.
Orc gave her a hug and some candy.
I think I left my cup of tea downstairs.
Go get your tea. Go get your tea, my boy.
I'll be
While they're
right back.
You want to take a 5-minute break? 5-minute break?
5-minute break while I go get my tea.
5 minutes later.
Anyway,
Some
let
Sophie's
us
power wash.
continue. So basically, you guys move on from that point in time. After finding out that, Corsandus is trying to open a gateway to Sathadon. How fun.
I'm gonna go cry.
Considering some of the things you've told me about Sathadon, yay.
Thing that is telling Nihilus, hey, you should leave. This is out of your league, but he still stays anyways.
Yeah. But
I'm assuming we're just back on the cart and we're just traveling now.
Yeah.
fuck.
Uh,
No, you're not.
Oh.
Because
No?
Serana would have also said that one of the other reasons she's traveling with Azura, I just glanced down at my notes and I was just like, oh shit. Anyway, one of the reasons she was traveling, one of the bigger reasons she's traveling with Azura is she is on her way to find the new death, because to open the gateway to Sathadon, which Corsandus is most likely going to succeed in doing, she has to find, or Death would have to die, and she is on her way to find basically a candidate, the best candidate for the new Death.
I mean, I'm right
Orc would
here.
Oh,
speak
fun.
up. I was gonna say Orc would speak up at that and say, "Do you know where Death is currently?"
Well, no. I heard he was being tracked down by Aelith, but Aelith...
Now.
Hey, Cameron, I was gonna have Orc explain it.
Sorry.
Retcon that.
Sorry. It's my gut instincts, my bad.
He's in the cart
I was
anyway.
gonna
He
wait
didn't
for
hear.
Max to finish.
Nihilus in the cart. Didn't happen.
Anyway, but she would have just explained that, or she would have said that she doesn't really know, that she knows that Aelith was after him, but that Aelith is now back and Death is still alive.
So, question for you about that, Max. What was the name of the town we were in?
Starlight City.
Right. Oric is just gonna kind of like poke his fingers together. You know how Kirsten does.
Mhm.
With yeah. And he's gonna say, "Well, yeah, I'm calling you out."
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, but Oric just like starts doing that. He's in Starlight City. He was about to be killed by Aelith, and then I turned him into a tree.
You turned death into a tree?
Yeah.
Okay. Not the craziest thing I've heard. What happens if Aelith burns down the tree?
Well, death needs reborn.
Uh,
I mean, it's the same thing with this. Does Oric know the story of Akora? I would assume he
yes.
does.
Yes.
Okay. It's the same thing with the story of Akora, essentially. Except it depends on where you stab, I guess.
I'll have to keep that in mind. I'm sure I can divert some troops away from Starlight. Or keep them away from Starlight City.
Just yeah.
But with that, she would, again, repeating, she would say her goodbyes and leave. And now you guys are on the cart and on the way.
Yeah. Woo.
So when we're
And
about like some amount away, Niles just gonna sigh with some relief. Oh, sorry, Max, you were gonna say something.
nope, no, continue.
All right.
Gosh darn it, Cameron.
What?
Nothing.
He's like the amount of people. Ugh.
Aelia, right? Well, obviously he knows her name. Never mind. So, Aelia. Apparently, you know Azura from where you're at?
Yes, you could say that.
Hmm.
Zenith would see Aelia twisting what appears to be a wedding ring on her finger
Oh, shit.
and fiddling with it.
Like, he does make that, like, response aloud, by the way. Oh, ooh. Yeah.
I'm assuming
I
I'm
don't think
really
he
not
wants
a
me to
good
talk
person
about
here.
it, so I'm not gonna talk about it.
You are a general for Corsandus, which was I don't actually know much about him, but these two and the references to Zenith and Idris, these two know more about him than I do, but
Well, everything I know is a lie, so I probably shouldn't tell you all the facts.
probably Idris then.
Aelia kind of like looks up from where she had been like petting Bo on her lap, and you see a very like pained expression on her face, and she kind of laughs, and you can tell it's like a pained laugh. And she just goes, I honestly, I'm just surprised with myself.
Yeah, so maybe like she said, maybe she'd probably hide your face. I have a spare mask if you want to use that.
Azura,
You
not Azura, Aelia just shakes her head no, and then gestures to her cloak, which has a like hood as well as like a mask that slides up.
Alright.
I should have warned you. You are not very liked by some people in this world.
I'm not liked by a whole lot of people at my homeworld either.
Ouch.
Well, basically worshipped by 50% of the people I meet, wanting to be murdered by the other 50. It's a complicated life.
And Raphael, who has been calmly knitting this entire time.
Me forgetting he was there.
That's the whole point.
And
He
it's like,
looks up from his hat, or from like underneath his hat. And yes, Eli, they did do that. But anyway, he looks up from underneath his hat and he says, I can tell from your markings that you walk a thin line, don't you? Well, markings and race.
I will say her markings are covered. You can only see the tip around her neck, like the very top.
Mm-hmm.
She just kind of blinks at him before just being like, "How? What? How did you?"
Your tattoos have magical auras. Or magic
Ah.
auras. I can see that.
I
Or
am not
taste
used
it,
to
really.
people being well versed in magic, so.
Magic's weird, anyways.
You think everything's weird.
I came from a normal life, and then all of this suddenly is thrown at me. What do you think I'm feeling in this scenario? I'm still getting over what Calypso is. No offense.
She huffs.
I thought she was just a regular horse that stares at people. Horses can be weird too.
You would not survive a day in Leonin culture.
Who Raphael would just say, horses are prey animals. They do not look at other creatures from a forward perspective as your horse does.
When I found her, she was chewing on my hair when I woke up. Actually, no, she found me.
I see.
Yep.
Where's that clicking coming from?
Silver.
Okay, that's what I
Yes.
thought.
Yes. Did you need something?
No,
No,
we
we're just pointing out your controller is loud as fuck.
Oh, I had to do that to keep my PlayStation on.
Oh no, he does have a point.
If I put my PlayStation down, it just will turn off, and
That's
this is the
completely
best
fair.
mic quality I can get at the moment.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
That's fair. But Raphael just kind of he kind of quietly goes back to his knitting, and he says, but he does continue.
Actually.
Oop, yes.
Oh.
Nope. You've already said actually.
Actually, speaking of, what's the weirdest thing you guys came across in your entire lives?
You. Not really. That's a lot.
Okay.
Don't think you want
I got the gist of what Eli said.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to know.
In all reality, Nihilus, the weirdest thing I've seen is someone who's able to fuse two souls.
Oh. That's
Yeah.
Oh.
Character, everyone's having this problem, and then here is Idris, who literally saw his best friend technically fucking crucified.
Anyway.
But yeah, as he just said, I do not believe you want to know the weirdest thing that I've seen because I probably caused it.
Oh. The weirdest thing I've seen is this whole Zaus shit, honestly.
That is fair.
Raphael, he kind of like stops knitting and leans back, and he's like, and this is kind of like the first time you guys are kind of seeing his full face. Because most of the time the hat's in the way.
Yeah.
But he kind of leans back and he looks up and he says, I don't really know where to start.
Start with Equus. I'm curious about that place.
That's where I'm thinking. I don't know where to start there.
Oh.
Wait, what did he say?
He's mostly like, he's thinking about Equus and he doesn't know where to start on the strangest thing he's seen. Well, I'd have to say possibly one of the stranger things I've seen, not the strangest, was I did go back to Equus for a little bit, not so long ago. And I don't think I'll return anytime soon, as I don't know, I've heard from her the state of the world's not great, and I really don't want that problem on my plate, but...
Out of character glances at Sky in this world. Out of character looks at Giant Rift. Like, yeah, sure, because this is so much better.
But he would say, I saw these two 60-foot monsters battling it out in a forest that basically sends everything to kill you.
Talking
At
about
this, Alia looks up, really excited, and she goes, would one of them happen to have a, like, skull of, like, a deer head, but, like, massive?
Yes.
Oh,
no.
that was Carcass.
What? You knew that?
You knew
Um,
one of these creatures?
she is going to cast Minor Illusion, just like a cantrip, and make a tiny one in her hands.
What the fuck?
And he's just like, it kind of like in her hands with the tiny illusion. She's like, he looks like this, but he was like roughly 60 feet tall. He was a good friend of mine. He has saved my life multiple times.
Nihilus wants to say something, but out of respect, he's not going to say anything.
It's one of the stranger things I saw. I was on a walk. I didn't expect to almost get crushed by two 60-foot beings.
Yeah.
You know, Max, he was walking through the Everfree Woods, so I don't know what the fuck he was expecting.
Okay, you know.
Great.
I mean, well, fair enough. Even that's weird for the Everfree Woods, but still.
Like, come on.
He was expecting scary, not massive. Like, he wasn't expecting something that big. He was like, something trying to kill me? Something 60 feet tall? What the fuck?
Two things that are 60 feet tall?
And they're throwing hands with each other? What the hell?
Duking it out.
But yeah,
Rubbing each other's
Alia
face?
just kind of like gives like little like head scratches to the little illusion before like sending it away.
I love how she isn't using.
She, Raphael would say, though really more strange. I think one of the most strangest things I ever saw in Equus was possibly this little lizard that claimed to be the son of a god.
At this, Alia puts her face in her hands and she just goes, "You mean nothing, don't you? You mean nothing."
Raphael, was that his name? He just kept saying that.
Why did I never heard that name before?
He's a kobold, not a lizard. And yes, he is the son of Soteria.
At the mention of this, oh fuck, did I send him away?
Kibble.
No, he's still with you, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if I sent him away or not.
Now it's
But yeah,
just dragging ass over.
like at the mention of this, Kibble basically crawls out from under Nihilus's like little bench and just stares.
Kibble?
And like
you good?
He points at Alia. Like he points like he kind of like points at himself and then Alia.
Okay. Wait, use your words, but we talked about this several times.
Alia's just kind of looking at him confused. She's just looking at him heavily confused.
Come on, Kibble, use your words.
He just turns to Alia and stares at her in an unmistakably familiar stare.
Oh. Yeah.
She just looks at him and she just goes, "No."
What?
No.
What?
And like he bobs his head aggressively.
Oh my. Nope,
What?
I'm not acknowledging that. Nope,
What?
absolutely not.
No,
I have
before-
enough of nothing. I have enough of nothing back where I'm from.
What?
He doesn't even travel with us anymore, and I have enough of him. Absolutely not. She's like pointing at him. Absolutely not.
Hitler just kind of
What?
sadly deflates. And like
What?
gives her
No,
puppy
I-
eyes. Like he
She's
seems
like,
to be
So,
asking.
wait,
you just
no.
realized-
He seems to
Oh,
be
you
asking her
feel-
something.
Out of character, what is he asking her?
He seems to
'Cause
be
it-
asking her to help him explain something. Cause she seems to get it.
Just to clarify, out of character, that I'm also understanding, this world's nothing, right?
No,
No.
this world's nothing's kid.
Nothing's
Like,
kid. That's
like,
correct. Oh
we
my
met-
goodness.
We met nothing at a tavern, but
Yeah.
he's
Yes. Yes.
This
And she
isn't-
just, yeah, she just kind of looks at him. I met nothing's kid, brain blanking.
Yeah.
But she just kind of looks at him and she just sighs and she goes, "You're this world's nothing's kid, aren't you?"
And he nods excitedly.
Nihilus is gonna pick him up. It's like, that's what you mean, nothing? When we mentioned your parent? That's what you meant?
And he bobs his head again.
Huh.
She just sighs and she just goes, "Does he also hide in walls?"
We have to pry him out occasionally, but yes.
This is
He-
really nothing's kid. It is definitely nothing's kid.
This little fucker tears out the insulation, and we have to always reinstall it, you little fuck.
Tasty.
No.
Cotton candy.
I think that's the first like full word he said.
Well, he said one full word full word to Astral before. I think he just said food.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's like
No, it was worms.
Oh yeah, it was worms.
Or it's gonna
Oh
bring
my.
our
Elia just kind of sighs before looking back at Raphael and going, "Yeah, no, that wasn't a lie. Nothing from my world really is a son of Soteria."
Wait.
I'm sorry, fucking like. Raphael's like he takes a moment. He's like, I'm sorry. So, how is that not a lie? Why does Soteria have a fucking kobold as a son?
Wait, does that mean that Soteria Weebit was a god, or,
What?
Wait.
wrong world. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, because Soterian. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he came from, like, Niles knows he came from Dova, but still, you know. Niles says, this first instance, we met a person named Soteria that came from a place called Dova. Though he seemed very quiet, but at some point he just snapped at us and just yelled. And he seemed very angry.
I mean,
I
he had
don't-
every right to be angry with us.
Honestly, yes, but you
No
know.
idea if that's the same Soteria.
Well, he came from Dova, from what you said, and you came from Equus, so
Well, I mean, no idea if it's the same, like, Soteria, just different universes. Not just one with the same name. No idea. But,
He was
I mean, he
yeah,
was a-
nothing's...
called Dragonborn.
yeah, really fucking buff. Looks like he can.
sounds the same, but never know.
Hmm.
But, yes, we have tunnels in our building? Out of character, base. Fuck. Brain. I said building, I meant base. We have a tunnel system in our base because nothing got bored.
Oh.
Now it's gonna look at people like, that's where you get your fucking habits, didn't you?
He licks his eye.
Ailey's just kind of looking at him, and she's just like, the more I look at you, the more you look like him.
Actually, now that I think about it, I should probably contact Savas and tell you that I have you. And
At this,
Huh?
this response, he just kind of, like, he moves next to Nihilus as if he's going to curl up on his lap and sleep like a little dog and be peaceful. Instead, he bites.
Okay. Oh, what the fuck? And he just picks him up again. It's like, you. I'm calling Savos. You're not stopping me on that. Unless if you're being a little shit.
I'm telling Dad.
No, that's actually probably what
So,
it's like.
as this is happening, like, he's trying to reach his little arms to your sending stone.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. If you put it in your mouth, I'm going after it.
Cameron, you're doing this to yourself. You know what? Never mind.
Listen, just let the carnage unleash, okay?
Let there be carnage.
What you want?
When did Toxin get here?
What do you want with it? Nyla just stares at him, just like, I see.
He just goes demonic.
Please use your words as much as you can.
Bites again. Oh my god, that's great.
And, like,
I fucking love
he
this
seems
kid.
to start thinking very hard.
Don't melt your brain. That's all I'm asking.
I wonder if like Astra were to cast tongues on himself, he'd be able to speak. He'd be able to speak this kid's language because like he obviously
You
has some
could
sort of
certainly
language.
try.
Wait. Do I even have that spell? Let me check.
Probably don't. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know you.
Fuck. What? Max. I need to ask. What is fucking? What's his name?
Kibble.
Kibble. What is fucking Kibble? That's great. What is his intelligence score? Because it does affect the spell.
So, his intelligence score is a 20.
Bro.
Okay.
It'd be funny
Literally
if he was
nothing.
fucking with us this entire time.
Sometimes he just doesn't like to speak.
He's
Literally
very
pulling a scout.
book smart. He's really book smart. He's just not people smart, and he doesn't give a shit about them.
What's wisdom?
His wisdom is 17.
So I'm gonna go ahead and Astra's gonna cast as like, hey, you know what? We do not have time for this, and like Astra's gonna cast tongues on himself.
I mean, we're still moving, by the
Yeah,
way.
Yeah, we are still moving.
Yeah, and like, but Astra's just kind of getting annoyed at this point. Like, and he just looks at Kibble and like, he's like with tongues, he just speaks in a way that Kibble can understand. Like, I know he can already understand common, like he can understand us perfectly, but and he says,
I should just go.
Astral, as you speak, you find yourself speaking Celestial.
What the fuck?
Wait.
and
No, I can
Astra's
hear
like,
that.
you speak Celestial?
And Kibble just blinks.
He what?
And Astra switches back to common and says, well, apparently the best language he understands is Celestial.
You little shit.
He
Does everyone
understands
here
common,
accept-
but he just doesn't know very many words in common.
Does everyone here except Nihilus speak Celestial? Wait a minute.
Yeah, Dennis and Lord both speak Celestial.
Yeah, because Aelia does.
I know
Nihilus
Celestial
has two
like
languages.
the back of my hand.
I don't think you want to know how many languages Astro speaks.
Idris
But
knows every language.
So Astral just says, so, how about you tell me, and I will tell them. Or, well, since you already speak Celestial, most of us can understand you, except for him. He gestures to fucking Nihilus.
Let's talk shit about him while we're here, by the way.
Like, Kibble kind of, like, looks at Nihilus and says in Celestial, he's right, I was gonna eat it.
And
Dennis starts
like Astral just, He said he wanted to talk to him himself.
Yes.
He talks to Nihilus in common. He says he said he wanted to do it himself.
Nihilus just
Would he have
stares
to roll
at
deception?
Astral.
reaction for that?
I mean, we don't do insight checks. Do you still do insight checks?
I do.
Okay. Do you want me
I
to roll
mean-
deception?
I mean,
You
Nihilus is.
Are technically light, so I was asking to see.
Yeah.
See?
So
Because I find it funny.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, Nihilus has doubt regardless, but because it's fucking
Roll deception.
Kibble,
Okay.
I'll also roll insight. Because Nihilus is like,
Can I get advantage because we're talking in a different language? So he has no idea what we actually said.
Can I get an advantage because it's Kibble?
No.
Just asking. Damn it.
Neither.
23.
Motherfucker!
I mean, Nihilus, you have your doubt, but you know Astral to be a very truthful person.
All that trust. is
Since we
gone.
fucking win.
I mean, Astro's a very truthful person, but plus 12 in deception, just ignore that.
Can I just look at Kibble and stare at him? And just be like,
And Astro's like, come on, like, are you saying you don't trust that face? Look at that face.
This
Give
is
me a
the
second,
same.
because I'm taking off my hoodie.
This
What?
is the same. Okay.
Give him a second. He's
Okay,
taking
go.
his hoodie off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
I-
my
I-
dad broke the fucking wood stove, so we can't cool it down, so my house is hot as fuck. Anyway.
This
Oh,
is the
damn.
same face that did a lot. Silver.
I don't know what that was. My phone's over there, and then it just started playing something.
We love it.
Nihilus just picks up Kibble, makes face actor. This is the same face that does a lot of shit that wakes us up at 4 a.m.
Okay, but that's just having a joke.
So, Astro's like, I'm assuming this person you're trying to contact is something of a father figure to Kibble, maybe, like just a good friend.
He's the one that kind of leads the Storm Guard. He's
So
also
a good
the
friend. Are you trying to deny Kibble the chance to talk to a good friend?
I mean,
Oh god, we're gonna get
I'm
like a
gonna
full layer in here.
no, I'm gonna roll a D2 and see what Nihilus works.
Are you really like Idris would start that and like look at Astral and just be like, are you never mind. And like he just
Am I
kind
what?
of go back to just
Okay,
he knows
so one.
Everyone in the
exactly what
cart
Kibble
knowing. Everyone in the cart except Nihilus know exactly what Kibble said, being like, yeah, that's what's happening.
Okay,
That's Nihilus is like through his
okay,
teeth
so
too.
one.
Not Nihilus, as yeah.
So one. Nihilus, so on one, Nihilus is just gonna use it himself. 2, he's gonna give it to Kibble. So, eh. Well, shit. Okay.
It's 2.
Is it a 2? Is it a 2?
it's a
Yeah,
two.
It's a two.
Like
And
he's like, okay, fine. He pulls out the sending stones, hands it to Kibble.
Kibble holds it in his hands like he's gonna use it for a couple seconds. And down in his mouth it goes.
Nihilus is going for it. He's like, nope.
Astral just starts laughing his ass off.
Like
Don't
it's really funny in Nihilus, cause it's in his mouth. He didn't swallow it. It's just in his mouth, and he's suddenly gone from your grasp.
Where are you? You little. I need to contact Salvos because I forgot to do that when we got out.
He is now hiding in a hard-to-reach place.
He's on my back, isn't he?
Can I just
No,
use
he's hiding
my
under your
sending
chair in a small
stone
crevice.
to contact Souse?
Huh?
Yes, you can use your sending stone to contact Savos.
No, I was just gonna go for him. It's like, come here, you little come here.
Astral. that is
I'd
the
like to
best thing
say
you've
if
ever done.
Savos answers, he's gonna hear the background noise of like Nihilus fighting
Motherfucker, piece of
Gibble.
shit.
Like it's like an actual phone call in this one.
Yeah.
He just has on speakers like, come here, Kibble, you little shit.
I mean, does Savos answer?
Spit it out.
Savos does in fact answer. He. So. As Savos answers, in the background, you can kind of hear, at first, you hear him, it's a muffled yell as if he's, covering the sending stone. But it's a muffled yell of a critique, and you can kind of hear the clashing of swords.
Oh,
But it gets quieter as he,
Oh, I just
seems to
realized
walk away from it.
Oh, he's trading people? Oh.
I just
Well.
realized that he's just now finding out I'm alive still.
Yeah. And, Savos,
Totally forgot about that.
Savos just answers the sending stone because he has one sending stone that has a connection to everyone, so he doesn't really know who called. But he answers, "Whoever this is, I'm kind of busy at the moment, so keep this quick."
Out of character, sorry, I had to laugh for a second. But you just would
gonna
kind
be
of
great.
you just would just go, long time no see.
Fuck Idris.
And I'd like to say, while he says that, he's probably hearing Nihilus in the background with Gibble.
Exactly.
he'd
That's
be like,
just adding more to his what the fuck.
Because Idris would just go, it's a long story. I was dead.
I
But
know. I was there at the funeral.
Of course you were.
Nihilus isn't
And,
paying
like,
attention, by the way.
you just would kind of more so think this one part and just be like, of course you remember Zora, but she is a banshee. Well, what's left of her is now a banshee because she had brought me back. But anyways,
Of course.
we'll talk more in
the
person about that.
Freaky child of yours is always correct.
Which one?
The fact you have to say which one. The first one, the oldest voyage. She came to me a little after your funeral, saying that there were some sightings around your grave. I didn't look too much into it as all hell had broken loose and I had other things to attend to, but she seemed pretty determined to find the end of it.
Do you happen to know where she is?
Last I heard, she was somewhere around Kodash.
And is everything on your end all right?
I'm training some new recruits, and none of them can fucking hold a sword.
Did you not teach them
Also-
how to actually hold the handle properly, like I had to teach you?
Tell Nihilus that he can solve his problems better if he simply just gets the worms out.
I mean,
Oh
you just
my
would kind of
god.
cover the sending stone for a second and just be like, Nihilus, you're
What? He just hits his head off.
the one you consider your technical father, I assume. Said that in
Wait.
order to help the situation out for yourself, you can just use the worms. He'd go back to the conversation with Savos.
And then you guys could
Or
continue.
already hasn't it out.
You two can continue that. You know what Nihilus is gonna do now.
He'd go back to Zavos because I'd like to say Zavos still probably heard all of that. He most definitely did.
Yeah, he did.
And he'd go back and just be like, anyways, where are you located at as well?
I'm still in Giant's Crag. I haven't moved. I can't really afford it.
Did you not take any money from my house? Like I told people to, if I ever died?
No. I'm not owing a dead man.
Well, I'm not dead anymore, just soulless.
Exactly.
Fuck.
In a way, that's even worse than owing a dead man.
But I need to get back to training. I have to teach them how to shield bash. Ugh.
Do what I did to you when we trained to shield bash.
I'm trying.
Nihilus fucking you just repeatedly punched him in the face with the shield till he got it down. So here's how you do it. You just like
Probably.
pop him in the face. So here's how you do it. Watch me.
Right in the face because you're not blocking. Blocked it.
I'm going to make when Nihilus gets the chance, I'll let him use my sending stone to contact you. Unless Kibble decides to give that one back.
He will. He really likes worms.
In the
Okay.
background, Orc is negotiating with him to spit out the sending stone for a whole can of
Oh,
worms.
dude. The second he pulled out the worms, the sending stone was immediately spit out. And Orc now has basically a giant lap lizard in his fucking lab.
Orc is cool with it. He's playing cards with. He's playing cards and feeding worms at the same time.
And fucking Astral just says, I apologize, Nihilus, but I figured we needed a little bit of entertainment after what we went through.
You know what? Fair enough. With all due respect, screw you too.
And like
That'll teach you to not be so trusting in the future.
you guys see kind of like you guys see Kibble stop and he kind of looks at his hands and like he seems to be doing something with his fingers. And like very slowly he figures out how to leave his middle finger up and he lifts it up tonight.
I knew you were going to do that. He's like, you know what? Maybe actually, what the fuck was his name? Now I need to go look. Just give me 1 minute. Come on, go.
Which one are you looking for?
I'm already on there. Maybe you shouldn't have paid attention to Ikar so much. Kibble. I hope I'm saying his name right, but
Yeah, Ikar.
Then again, I started doing that because of Ikar. He really rubs off on people despite being a dick. I said, no, you're... Well, I can't stop you from doing that.
It's devolved so quickly.
And then Astra's like, okay, no, none of them are speaking any known languages. It's just, like, that's just them. Yeah.
Actually, Astro, I think they're speaking gibberish.
Well, you see, if that language actually had structure, I'd be able to understand them, but now they're just,
We're just
gibberish, I suppose.
We're just screaming at each other. We do this.
Orc's gonna join in by just going,
Speaking animalese, like from fucking Animal Crossing.
I just like to imagine Savos didn't hang up and still hearing it.
Oh, he did a while ago, but
Bastard just says, I hope we get this soon. I would like to. Fuck.
Also,
I forgot her name. Oh no!
bro,
You forgot your daughter's name?
I think it was Midnight Star.
How does Bro forget his daughter's name?
Because like this is the first time she's come up in the campaign ever.
also, I was so first trying to remember that. Now I was gonna look at he just like, did he say when he's gonna be free? Because I don't want to call him immediately after you hung up.
He's training currently and not well.
Oh,
And like,
oh,
you just would have put him on speaker after that for a second. I'm
God
like,
damn it! That's like
a
the
new
one thing I
stone
didn't ping.
speaker.
Oh, like Samus would have hung up.
Wow.
Nihilus has
Didn't
like
even
his
hear
eyes.
me.
Nihilus is like eyes because he has his hooded mask up. He seems like his eyes are remembering something like that, with that kind of like look or whatever. He's like, oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember my training days. Yeah, that was not fun.
Did he actually teach you how to block with shield bashing?
The
or
funny
no?
thing is, I don't use shields because
Doesn't
of
matter.
Nihilus, you would also know that not Iker, Akar trained you.
Also, Akar trained me too, but I felt
Do I
like he
know who
enjoyed
Akari is?
You do not.
he enjoyed me failing. I feel like he's a dick, but he cares. I think.
He's a dick, but not an asshole.
You should have seen how Kane trained as Leonin.
Listen, I kind of don't want to. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest,
You don't want to know.
I was literally trained from the ground up because I was literally just a normal person. So
I learned on my own.
I went to a school.
And in Celestial Astral, everyone else but Nihilus would understand this, but you guys would hear Kibble kind of mumble. He's not really doesn't really like talking aloud or loudly, but he would mumble. I train myself. There are no other mages. I'm not supposed to be a mage.
Oh
And, like,
wait,
with
Max,
that-
is the fucking Stormwater like the Templars from fucking Dragon Age? They're like no
No.
mages or something like that.
No. They're very open with the magic. And in fact, their magic, they're so open with their dark and secret magic that it is, causing some a really small but loud group of people to be very angry and start something called the Warpath Concordant.
Oh yeah. Wow.
And also just says, well, being a mage isn't exactly the easiest thing in the world. So, what can you do already? What have you trained yourself to do?
He holds he kind of makes a little he kind of holds his hands and he in his hands he makes a little ball of darkness and it seems to be trying to eat everything it can.
What the fuck?
Singularity?
Hibble, what the fuck?
So, like, is like this thing like actively like, is it just trying to pull stuff in, or is it actually like, does
Yes,
it
but
actually like have teeth and is trying to bite shit?
it's trying to pull stuff in. It's actively trying to basically pull things in.
It also just
And
says, is that the singularity?
I
black hole.
think it's a black hole.
Black hole.
Do
Is
you
that as big
study
as
the
you can make it?
No.
Oh.
Could you teach me that?
And Kibble thinks for a second. And he's actually trying to think and he's like, maybe.
I would like to
You want
learn as
more
well.
words?
That's pretty useful.
Oh, and
If
he
you're
seems to
willing.
get even more excited, and he's he goes to the edge of the cart, and kind of hops over where like I imagine this thing kind of has a tailgate. He kind of hops over it, or at least gets to where he can see above it, and he tosses the ball. And the ball gets bigger, and it sticks to the ground, and it basically starts eating all of the trees around it.
just like, just all the trees in.
Not staring is like, I'm glad that you actually bite me instead of doing shit like that.
Well, if he did that, he wouldn't be able to bite you anymore. You'd be dead because you'd be in a black hole.
I've always wondered where the end of the black hole goes to.
I don't.
Nowhere. You'll just
Nowhere.
Well, I doubt you'll survive the trip. Like,
There's some things I'd rather leave a mystery.
But in Astro, just like, okay, very well, Kibble. If you teach me this, perhaps I can teach you some of my magic in return. I don't know if you need it, but, mage to mage, maybe we can work something out.
I can also teach you magic. Oh, and give you worms.
You guys
teach you how to catch worms.
You guys just teach each other in a circle. It's just like,
yeah, that's basically what happens. That's basically what's happening in the corner. But
I think the funniest thing about this is all of them are relatively small. Like,
Yeah.
Oric is a child, Kibble is a kobold, and Astral's a small pony.
I also
Kibble
find it
was a-
really.
Oh,
Kibble
go ahead.
is a kobold. He is also 3. And whenever he is asked his age, he aggressively holds up 3 fingers.
It's like a kid who's really proud that they're 3 years old.
I thought Kibble was a bird.
No.
Anyways, Max, question. With knowing that Savos is training people, can I put together that it's probably not the best time to call him, or
Does he have common sense?
He would be able to tell it. Perhaps maybe he should wait a little bit.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. Anyways, now he's going to go back driving the cart then. So someone's watching Kibble, and that's not him right now, so he's fine with it. So,
Do we have to roll to learn black hole?
I mean, I'm guessing this
actually-
is like the spell that fucking Therial created, the Singularity. I mean,
Kind of. So
because
as
I
Kibble
never
kind of
actually wrote down that spell.
Kibble, I have it written down, but as Kibble, you guys all kind of are getting your notes together, and Kibble pulls out this book, and it looks like it is too fucking old to
I
even
feel
exist.
I swear to God, if it's the Compendium Max.
No,
if
it's
this
not.
if this is gravity magic, I swear.
And he sets it down, and he sets it down on the floor. And there's this huge poof of dust, and he opens it, and Astral, as you look, both Astral and Orc, as you look at this book, you're you recognize some words, and you're like, what the fuck is this language? Why is it so familiar? And you realize, this is Celestial. This is old Celestial.
Wait, isn't this isn't this the Celestial that Astral made a cipher for?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the one that he
no. He made a cipher for a Celian, not Celestial.
Okay, I don't know if I thought that was a Celian. I thought a Celian was old Celestial.
No.
Okay.
Just to ask, Idris would also recognize this and be able to read that, right? Because he does know.
Yes.
Okay.
You would actually recognize this as, give me a moment. I gotta find them. You would recognize this as the Argentus family grimoire.
Like the sound of that. Do, 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 do.
And you would know that this grimoire specifically deals, the Argentus family is specifically known for their void magic.
Oh yay.
What a perfect time for Zill to be called.
So, Astro is going to take the time. He's going to cast Comprehend Languages so he can read it.
Mm-hmm.
so he can actually read the book. Because I know he can tell it's Celestial, but he can't actually read it
Yeah.
because it's a different dialect. So he's just
As
gonna
will Oryx.
do that.
Okay, I need both of you to roll a 1d3.
Ooh, 1d3.
Watch us both roll the same number.
One sec. Okay. 1d3.
Can I ask why we're
okay.
rolling the?
That's a 2.
Orc, you are able to learn one spell, and
Oh.
Silver, you are able to learn 2.
Oh, yay!
Oh. Wait, can I have lucky?
What? Yeah, you can lucky.
Can I have lucky?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm luckying. I'm gonna try and go for a 3.
Okay.
Wait, do I have lucky?
No, but
I want
I
to see if I have lucky. Do I have it?
Okay,
You
you know
get
what?
learn 2 spells.
I don't want to see. I want to see if I can get 3. Yes, I do. I never use it because I never need it.
Okay.
Why do 2 of us have lucky?
Nope.
Fuck.
Just
Wait,
2
if you
spells.
lucky my roll and I lucky your roll, does
No.
that yeah.
No, we're not doing that. We're not fucking do, you piece of shit. Anyway, so what are these spells? Do you
So,
have them written down?
not really. I only have one of them
Oh,
written down.
okay.
Basically, the first one you guys learn. Let me pull up my.
High 5 Silver. Spell
I'm
learning.
The
gonna put
first
these
spell
in
you learn.
our DMs real quick. Okay, go
It
ahead.
is a 7th level spell.
Oh.
Okay.
Give me a moment to actually look at something real quick. This is not.
Oh, I haven't seen her DMs. That's the Asmodeus? Why does it make that noise?
Out of context is fun.
And we are not giving the viewers context. We're not doing
No,
that.
we are not.
I would get so fucking.
you would get hard banned.
Yeah.
So fast.
So fucking fast.
YouTube would delete your channel just very quickly. Just be like, nope.
Hard band. Pun intended.
Shut up, Eli.
Alright, we've had our 1 sec joke for the recording.
Fuck.
It's tradition around here to have at least one sex joke per session.
Yes.
Okay. I
And not
lied.
including Kirsten, anyway.
You lied?
I lied. It is
Okay.
an 8th level spell.
Oh.
Okay.
It is an 8th level spell. It does 11d12 damage
Okay.
plus 40.
That's
Oh,
just
is this literally just a version of disintegrate?
Also,
Oh my god.
Silver.
What's it called?
I mean, yes, it is. Kind of. It. God. Let me think of it. I gotta remember the name. It's called Singularity's Decay.
Say that one more time.
Singularity's Decay.
Oh my god, okay.
And basically what it does is
That was 11d12, right?
plus 40. And basically what it does is you throw it down somewhere and it does an initial 11d12 plus 40. And it drags every round that it sits there. Which is the reason it's 8th level. It lasts about, like, unless it is openly destroyed, it lasts about 5 rounds, and it's not concentration. But it pulls creatures in, and depending how close they are to it, it increases the d12s it takes every round. So if it's directly in the center, it'll take a full 11 d12. However, if it's like 5 feet away, that will go down by like 4 or 3, and then it progressively like gets like the maximum reached of it is like 30 feet, which that is just 1d12.
Okay, maximum is 30 feet.
And I mean that's pretty much it.
So
As
what if
the
the
creatures
creature? Go ahead.
as the creatures kind of stand in it, it slowly basically gives them a version of the poisoned effect.
Oh, so
And
it's a lot harder to escape.
Yeah. Because that's the decay part. Anyway, the second spell you guys get.
E.
Hey, it's in the game.
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
The second spell you get. It is a 5th level spell.
Oh, 5th level. I can cast that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It does. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. It's a 5th level spell. It does 10d8. And it is an instantaneous spell. And basically, what it does, you form a ball of void in your hand, and it, as you throw it, any creature within a 10-foot radius of the central point of where you've thrown it, and the creature that's in the central point, are basically they take the 10d8, and if they die, they are immediately disintegrated.
What is this spell called?
Called Nova Bomb.
No, it's called Super Bomb.
No, because I
Is
don't
it
want to get
Nova
super many.
Bomb?
Is it a nameless spell?
It is simply, it's just simply,
It's just bomb.
God, stop fucking distracting me. But it's just called Singularity's Kiss. You get a little kiss on the cheek from a fucking void.
I'm gonna call it Nova Bomb.
Bro.
Oric's gonna call it Supernova.
Okay.
Not really.
Anyway,
What was the radius for that spell again? It was 10 feet.
yeah. Basically, it hits a central point, and every creature within that 10-foot radius takes that 10d8, including party members. And
what
yeah,
kind
like
of
I said,
damage does it do? Does it do force damage?
Yes.
Okay, they both do they both do force damage?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
I figured they did.
Thank you, Max.
Mhm.
Yes, thank you. Oh, and Ash was going to like look at the book and he's gonna be like, Kibble, can I study this for a while? While we're on the cot. No, I wouldn't take it from you, but can I study this for a little while?
And he nods, and in Celestial he says, "I stole it."
That does not surprise me. And
Hey, Astro, can I join you
as
in studying it?
yes, of course. And like basically, Astro's not really hoping to get more spells out of this. He's just hoping to write down everything inside, like on a separate book, so he can just have it because he just loves information. Because I'm sure it has other things besides just spells. Like, unless it is just a grimoire and it's just full of fucking spells.
It pretty much is just a grimoire.
Okay, then he's just gonna copy everything down, so maybe he can just study them later, maybe figure them out later.
As you are looking through these pages, the very last pages, it has kind of not really a warning, but more of a void magic. What it says is basically void magic is not a way to escape being silenced. The only way to escape being silenced is the path of silence, which is detailed in these next few pages.
You motherfucker!
Wait.
You piece of shit, Max! Oh my god.
Okay, so
Oh
explain why
god
you're
damn
yelling.
it!
The
So
path of silence was something else, right?
I swear, Silver.
No, I know what the fucking Path of Silence is. Max
You're
told me
alive.
about it.
That's the revenge thing, right?
No,
Wait, no.
it's different.
No, yeah.
It's in if you'd like to take a peeky.
What?
Can I roll a 1d100?
I don't know why I said take a peeky, but it's in world lore. If you'd like to take a
So yeah, so Astral, he's going to heed the quote unquote warning. He's gonna be like, I know I've heard of this before. Wait a minute. Then like he's gonna say because he remembers fucking Eladrin. I can't remember his name.
Mhm.
Xerxes.
Xerxes.
Xerxes told him about it, and Astral's gonna be like, well then, how convenient.
What the
He's
path
just
of silence is. Okay.
then he's just gonna keep. He's gonna start reading it, like kind of like detailing every minute detail of the Path of Silence.
Okay.
Ulrich is also going to do it for fun.
As you guys
You got
are
me up and
reading,
walking around. God damn it, Max.
as you guys are reading, you're starting to realize the Path of Silence is called the Path of Silence because the silence part is more of a recommendation, as you have to sneak through the darkest part of the underworld, Erebus, to find the part of your soul that has been taken from you, basically, or has been burned out. And there, it will take the form of a monster.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
That we have to
Wait a
defeat. I'm
minute.
guessing.
You have to defeat it. You have to basically fight your own inner monsters. But the thing is, which is a very widely known concept, only people of whole and like who have entire souls can enter the underworld. Dead, that is.
Yeah.
So, if
So-
with the being silenced, with the path of silence, you would have part of your soul missing, so you cannot die or you are obliterated.
So
you
it's
have to find
kind
a
of
way
so it's
to
kind of
avoid
like
it.
it's kind of like the soul from Skyrim. Like you have to take out part of your soul to go in. Like
Yes.
okay, that makes
Except
sense.
like you
Or
have to
be
sneak
dead.
into the underworld living. Survive it long enough to get to Erebus. Survive Erebus. And then fight the basically a monster that is your soul to absorb it.
And you have to do that on your own?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have to do it on by yourself. Oh fuck.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Wait,
that
so
is...
so other people can't come with you, or they can, but they just have to do the same things you do. Like they have to,
Basically,
not
the
die.
only other people allowed to come with you are silenced. They have to be fellow silenced.
Oh no. And like then he's gonna mutter something. Okay then. Okay. That's not what he was muttering. He's already moved on from. But and
would
he's
Ulrich
like,
have heard what he muttered? Because you did kind of stutter. Or not stutter, you kind of phased out for me.
see, since Ulrich's close enough, you would have heard. That's what I have. That's what I have.
God damn it, why is your mic being Mikey?
Wait, can you not hear me still?
Yeah,
I'm assuming if you said if that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought you said, but... It's
And
so far.
then Astro's gonna close the book. Well, not if Ulrich's not done with it, but like, if he is, he's gonna close the book and just kind of slide it back over to Kibble and just go. That was a interesting read. Where did you steal it from?
And he says in he says in Celestial, well, we we went to a troll and we went to the capital of a troll because we had to do something there, and we were hired for a job, and then one of the members of the council, his name is Taziel Argentis. This is kind of like his family heirloom. I found it in his room
Oh.
and stole it.
So you stole a family heirloom from a very public figure that if they find out you stole it, you'll probably be executed.
If I go to a troll.
Out of character. This is definitely Nothing's kid.
Definitely.
So, like,
Out of character.
like
This is
Astra's
definitely Nothing's kid.
Astra's like, do you have a bag of holding? Because you need to keep this somewhat safe, because I doubt they would let something this rare and important leave without some sort of tracking device on it.
And like he kind of says, I don't have a bag of holding, but I do have this. And he makes a motion with his hands, and it looks like he just unzips reality, shoves the book back in it, and rezips reality.
Can you teach me how to do that as well?
I mean, isn't that just the spell rope trick?
No.
Is it your Ender spell, Max?
It's the Vault of Ender.
Oh, the Vault of
That's
Ender.
exactly what I thought.
Because he would have been like, it's also in the Grimoire. That's how I learned it.
Well, I have everything written down, so maybe we. So.
Continue wearing cake.
So Astral is just gonna spend some book while we're on the cart, like, because he doesn't really have anything. He's just gonna try and learn more of them.
Okay.
And I'm going. Yeah, the orc will be doing something similar, but he'll also be making a worm cake for freaking
A worm cake.
People.
literally a cake made out of worms.
It's like the spaghetti cake.
Yeah.
Oh
But unless anything else, does anyone else like to do anything?
I mean,
Your mom.
how
Shut up,
long
Levi.
how long do you think Nihilus would have to wait to call us
I
out?
I mean, you could probably call him like around like when you would be able to tell that he'd be eating dinner, so probably in like an hour or two,
Okay, then Nihilus is gonna be waiting for that time then.
I think.
So Cameron, I don't know what you think you saw, but
I gotta figure out how time zones work so I can properly establish time zones in my fucking world. I've already gotten the tectonic plates.
Of course. But until that hour comes around, Nihilus is just gonna keep driving.
imagine
Okay.
having a world that has tectonic plates.
But so I mean that hour does come around and you call him, he answers, and he sounds absolutely defeated and like he's hiding in his room because you can hear the or his office, but you can hear the slightly muffled mess hall kind of a ways away. And you get up. What?
Training sword, I'm guessing.
We had to pull people from the nearest village. And most of them.
Sorry about not keeping up to date with you for like a year, apparently. Well, we were in the first mimic. So
I know. I got a letter from Kibble.
how? Never mind. I'm not gonna question. I'm going to try to get him back to you guys, but we have to do a few stops before then.
Keep him for as long as you can, please.
Keep him as long as you can, honestly. Some of the nobles have put their children into this training academy to, I don't know, I'm not entirely sure what they plan on trying to do, but it's useless because I can't let them do anything because if they get hurt or die, it's not it's not the parents' fault for putting their children into their quote-unquote children into dangerous activities.
I never understand nobles and that philosophy, but okay, no, for your sake, I'll keep noble. When I keep Kibble for as long as I can, then.
Yes, he keeps eating the noble boy's socks.
What?
Valid.
I don't know.
Valid. You know, I love this man. Kibble is now my new favorite character. Don't stop me from him being my new favorite character.
Besides that, how have you been? You sound stressed, honestly.
The sky broke open,
Well, yeah. I can.
and the gods are at war.
Yep.
Some people are saying that there's a couple new cults on the rise, including one of Thalorus's old cults.
Yee.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna check my notes real quick. Trying to remember where the fuck Nihilus came from, because I keep on forgetting what the fuck his town name is. You know what? Now I was gonna ask if he has heard anything about his hometown, at least like any news about that.
And Nihilus, or Savos would just, like he would say, no, I haven't heard anything. No one's really... Word of mass news has been staggered as of late.
All right. I just wanted to check at least that. Anything else I should know?
Not that I am aware of, unless there isn't something you haven't noticed yet, but I'm pretty sure you've noticed a lot of everything else.
Listen, I may be an idiot, but I'm not stupid fully.
Sometimes.
I have my moments.
You have a lot of moments.
I'm still getting used to a lot of this shit, but alright, I'll just let you go. I just wanted to at least check up on you.
I'm taking a nap.
You need it.
No one's gonna stop me.
Mm-hmm. Sleep well.
And with that, he leaves. He gets off the call.
He then turns like, good news, Kibble, you're staying with us for a bit longer than anticipated.
And like as you turn to him, he is currently chewing on
Mouthful
a very
of worms.
human-looking skull.
So, anyways, where did you? Never mind. Good news, you're staying with us for a bit longer.
Ah.
I like him. He's very nice.
Well, yeah, more company than something to keep things interesting.
More interesting than you. Good.
You're right.
Also, I'm just screwing with you. Yeah.
Listen,
I'm
I'm not gonna take it personally if I'm being honest with you.
good.
And like with this, like Kibble points at him and says, "Salt." Like he
Points
he
to
he,
who?
he points to Nihilus and he says, "Salt."
What? What I
Like-
mean, salt.
I'm
And
thinking of salt.
he shakes his head and he like shines a couple things in like thieves can't, and then says salt
Don't.
again.
I don't know what these can.
So, Max, Orc knows thieves can't.
Oh my
He would be able to tell that Kibble is saying you are salt.
Oh, he's
Or
saying
you
you're
are like
salty.
salt.
You're
No.
You're
He's not saying he's salty. He's saying you are salt, or you are like salt.
He says you were like salt.
Now, I was just gonna look at him like, I don't know how to take that or what that means, but okay.
Bland.
Well, think of the properties of salt.
Oh.
And like after this, he
Boring.
he does like gently nuzzle Nihilus's hand as to say he says it with love, and then immediately goes back to doing whatever he was doing before.
I mean, before I met Saphos, I was even more bland because, yeah. So, all right. Then he just goes back to driving. He doesn't know how to take it. He's not taking it offensively. He's just confused. I guess.
Nihilus, if you had the choice, would you just be a cart driver?
Yes.
Very straight to the point. Fair enough.
Listen, when I met Savos, I was scared, confused, and partially bleeding and starving. So, I kind of rushed and said yes when he offered help. So,
You bleed?
I'm guessing you don't.
Not many people get the chance to make me bleed.
And like
But-
Raphael just kind of like looks at Zenith, and he seems to be studying him, and says, "Yes, that so is obvious."
I mean, I kind of have to bleed for my abilities to work. So,
I mean, you certainly don't complain.
what is that supposed to? Never mind.
I think he's saying you're a masochist.
I'm saying that there are certain issues that lie within your psyche that need to be evaluated.
Oh, you mean. Fair enough.
No, the thing is, I don't know if he's talking to Nihilus or is
He's talking to Nihilus.
Oh, okay. He's like. Nihilus just stares at him, then slowly turns around, not acknowledging that. He knows he's gonna make it worse if he speaks, so he's just not going to say anything about that.
Or
And-
staring at you menacingly.
Mode, therapist mode, engaged.
As Raphael kind of like he's not knitting anymore. He's currently reading, but he's kind of fidgeting with an amulet in his other hand.
For a minute, I thought he was gonna psychoanalyze Nihilus more, but never mind.
He's already finished with that.
Oh shit.
Can I ask about the amulet at all next?
Sure.
Not in character, but like out of character. What does it look like?
Well, you certainly would not recognize it, but it seems to have something to do with time.
No one has
Oh,
nowadays.
I mean, Alien might recognize it.
because it's Veldstat. That's what I recognize as a player.
Would Aelia recognize it?
What are you guys
Yeah.
looking at?
She's not gonna comment on it, but she knows what it is.
Who was fidgeting?
Who
Who was fidgeting with the amulet again? Was it
Raphael. Raphael.
Is it an amulet of Veldstat?
It is.
Nice. I bet he's wondering what's kind of going on there, because
He is tempted to ask Aelia.
Go ahead, Alien, tell him.
He hasn't asked, so no. He doesn't need to know that he has dementia. He does not need to know that the God of Time there has dementia right now. Okay, he hasn't asked.
And this
That's why she hasn't said anything.
But
There's a reason she hasn't
he's
said anything, guys.
I did not read the explanation, I just read the manifestations.
Mood.
Okay, anyway. But as, like... I mean, he's just vibing. Would anyone else like to do anything?
For the rest of our time traveling, Orc is going to be casting Awaken on a random flower he finds.
Okay.
Of course, it is.
I swear to God, if this plan is mean as fuck, like that one patch of grass in Silver's Gate. Sorry.
By the way, I will mention he brings the flower with us, so he's going to dig out the plant and put it in a little pot.
Oh, wait. You're spending like a diamond to awaken it? Because I think it uses a diamond.
It does not use a diamond, as far as I'm aware. I'll double check though.
No, it is material components. Like it's something that is consumed.
You could just cast Speak with Plants. You could just speak with plants. Like, I know druids
This
get
is
that.
just Oric doing experiments. There wasn't. Yeah, I'll double check the spell.
Yeah.
It basically gives them the awakened condition for as long as the spell. Sort of like it just allows them to talk, pretty much.
If it's awake. And what? Wait, what if it's like
It takes
that
8
wall?
hours to cast the spell.
It takes 8 hours to cast Speak with Plants
No.
No,
or
awaken.
awakened. Oh, okay. I better say Jesus Christ. I don't remember taking that long.
That's why I was just gonna have Oric do it, because he's doing experiments.
Fair enough. I mean, we got time. We got time.
8 hours is up. It's suddenly we hear a plant screaming. It's like, oh,
Max, I'm sorry that this is taking so long.
Nope, you're fine.
You probably wanted us to stall anyway.
Part of it, yeah.
Oh
I mean-
yeah, an agate worth at least 1,000 GP. Okay.
Yep.
Why did you go so bad?
Because
No, okay. Never mind.
You're awakening a plant or an animal that's going to have intelligence and able to speak one language you give it. So, like,
Well, I don't have an agate, so
I mean, Max can change it, but that's up
I mean,
to her.
unless Max is cool with me casting it without money.
I mean, yeah, I'm cool with it.
Woo! This isn't even for any knowledge. It's just Oric wanting to do some quirky stuff.
He wants he wants a friend.
I need to
Yeah.
figure out how small this is gonna be if I don't resize it.
But is that a Ralts?
Hang on, where?
It is a Ralts. But it looks like freaking Rim from.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Oh, are you checking the spell?
No, I was checking something else. Anyway. So, are you, as you're doing that work, as you guys are kind of like, because you guys have been pretty much, not really in the mountains, but you've been kind of like, on a hill, passing, like, within of the very dense covering of trees. And you guys are like, the trees are starting to thin out as you're starting to approach, or the trees are starting to like kind of thin out, and it has become night now after so many hours, and you guys actually see the moons.
Oh, yeah. Aliens. The moons.
And it seems as if something is covering the largest moon, and you can see the vague outline of the blood red moon of the smallest.
Shoot, I think you told me something.
So it looks like one of the moons has moved in front of the other one.
Looking to know, Mike.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
My phone's over there. I can
Wait
use
a
my
second.
phone. Right.
Max. No, Max, I know what that is.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't. Despite me having like 2 characters connected to the fucking moon gods, I don't know shit about the moons.
I swear
No.
it's not the thing you're probably thinking of. It's just the moons being fucky.
Okay. Because
But you
that looks
guys-
like something I've seen.
I swear to God, I promise, it's not what you're thinking. But basically, you would know that this is not really correct for the moons, as one's being eclipsed by something, and the other is turned blood red.
I was just going to say, I don't think
And
that.
then the third moon, the middle moon, it's just kind of nowhere to be found.
I don't think that's normal, if I'm correct.
Yeah, no, that's not normal.
So Max, can Astral tell what's going on here? Like, can he roll something, or do we just not know yet?
You just don't know.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
I was going to ask if Orc could also roll because the whole stars thing, but I don't care. Well, I do care, but he.
Anyway.
It got really awkward in here.
It did. It got really quiet. Anyway. So. Orc, your thing is successful. What do you want to do with a spooky plant?
I'm going to. You know what? I'm going to give it access to the language Elvish.
Okay.
Oh.
And I don't really get to set its personality or anything, right? It's its own.
Yeah. I must ask, are
It's a
you
stand-up
completely
comedian.
sure of this?
Giving it Elvish.
No, I'm not sure of this, Max. But Oric wants to do some experiments, so yeah, it's happening.
Cool.
The plane just we just hear Max screech as the plane is just screaming.
Nope, I probably did a screwy, and I just got us a red tick. That's probably what I just did, but we'll find out.
I don't think.
So, as basically the second that you kind of
Finish the spell?
finish the spell, it does not. It doesn't really, it just there for a moment. You're almost convinced it doesn't work. And then everyone hears this slew of Elvish escape this plant as it kind of grows a mouth.
What the fuck happened back there?
So,
Everyone who understands Elvish understands that this plant is saying every slur it can.
oh,
Aelia just starts laughing.
It's just
Like,
even if
it
it's kinda
specifically,
trying
like,
to cover Orc's
it also
ears.
even after Aelia starts laughing, like, everyone who knows Elvish would be able to tell that this plant looked at Aelia, went knife ear, then turned away and started directing slurs at everyone else.
No, Niles is gonna laugh. Just like,
Zenith is laughing his butt off, but he's covering Orc's ears.
what are you doing, little man? Or whatever the fuck you identify as. What are you doing? He's referring to the plant. Does it respond to me, Max?
It's staring at you.
it's trying to figure out what slur to call you.
It's staring at you.
It's trying to figure out what it needs to call you.
Aren't you one
you
angry
can
motherfucker?
see it's like it's beady little eyes. It's beady little eyes beating at you.
By the
Beating
way,
at you.
this is a yellow flower, Max, that has a white face.
The face is not like the center of it. How like the face is on the stem.
Oh.
So whenever it speaks, like it literally looks like the flower is getting ripped in half.
It's like
Max,
what?
you know what I was referencing, though, right?
I am fully aware. I
Yeah,
just said fuck
okay.
you.
What? You angry? You angry, you little thing? What's your name?
You are a mutt and you smell of dog.
Oh, tell me something
Oh
new.
shit.
You smell a dog.
Think of something original. Come on.
parasite.
Like it thinks for a moment. It's almost like it's staring into your very soul.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
And it says, maybe you would find out who murdered. Not who murdered. Maybe you'd find out who turned you if you weren't so fucking blind.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I was there that day. So he just starts talking like, I watched. Oh my god.
Like the flower just like it continues. It says, "I smell it. I smell deceit and betrayal. I smell."
What
and
the
it
fuck is
reeks."
with people saying I have something betray? What the fuck is people saying that I'm not saying? Who the fuck are you, little fucking shit?
What's wrong, Nihilus? Don't like it talking anymore?
I smell deceit on all of you. All of you.
Well, lying is just part of life. People
You're
lie all
one
the
to speak.
time.
What did it say?
You know, I can make you forget that you exist.
I can.
Do you know how traumatizing that is for people? Knowing they exist, but not knowing how they exist.
Yeah.
Would
How
you
do you
like me
think?
to do that?
I'm a plant.
Well, now you know why you exist, because obviously that spell.
Uh-huh.
Actually, it technically existed before that. It just
True.
And do you think I'm going to care if I don't know how
Why
I exist? I'm a plant. I cannot hold trauma the same way you do. My trauma is the
What?
stupid fucking wolf that damaged me last summer.
Is that why you're insulting me?
No, I'm insulting you because you stink.
Take a bath.
I always stink. Fuck you.
Alia's
Yeah,
just
well.
I could,
laughing at everything this plant is saying. She loves this plant. She thinks it's hilarious.
And like
And
this plant,
I mean-
this plant like turns back to Astral, and it says, "You can make me forget, but they won't."
what the fuck is that? Oh, it's a dryer. I'm about to say, like, talk and then like, I hear like something like really loud going on behind me. I thought someone running towards me or
It
something.
breaks to your house.
The plant
Nice
just
plant.
broke into your house, bro.
It broke into my house. Get the Glock.
Can't kill me in the way that matters.
You can't kill me in a way that matters. But and also just he kind of looks at everybody in the party. How many people in the party understand Elvish? I'm pretty sure everybody. It's a
literally
very
all the
common language.
Actually, literally
Pretty much.
everyone except Bluma. I'm gonna be honest, because
Yeah.
Bluma doesn't
And
know.
Bluma's in the
Yeah.
goat.
Yeah, Bluma can't hear me.
And also just says, I suppose you're right. Until I come up with a spell that can make them forget.
I'm not talking about them.
What?
Your sins writhe on your back and underneath your skin, and they reek from your very soul.
Oric, I don't like this plant anymore. What the fuck?
Ash was just like, you got some issues, don't you?
Or it's just gonna pour some water on the plant.
Refresh me.
Nurent.
And like you guys kind of hear it choking, and it coughs, and it like it just
We're waterboarding a plant.
and it just sits
Where's
there,
the money?
absolutely drenched. And it
Where's the
says-
money, Lebowski?
And it says, "If you kill me, I will simply come back, as does every plant, in an endless cycle of life and death. Does anything really matter?"
Oh look, the
You can't
That's
kill
really-
you
you
can't
think
kill me in a
don't
way
kill
that matters.
Oh look,
Oh my
it's
god.
Edge Lord. Aww.
So Astro's like,
I'm a druid. You think I don't know this? I was just watering you. You need water. You're
I
you're
send the
dehydrated.
pestilence and plague into your house, into your bed, into your sleep, into your.
Don't you dare sing that song. That's a good song, by the way.
This
But
plant needs
It is-
help, and I'm all here for it. Like, I'm here for this psychopath of a plant.
also,
I love him.
what's up? What's up?
I now was just going to question the plant more. What were you gonna do?
Something pretty similar.
You go ahead first.
So Astro just looks at the plant and he says, "So, do you have a name?"
No.
Do you
I'm
want
gonna
one?
name him Himry.
Oh my god! Of course you would,
Did you say
Henry.
No, with an M. Himry.
so? I'm gonna be honest, Levi. You cut out for me, so I thought you said him. What?
You are.
What? Did
What?
you think I said imp?
No, hemorrhoid. I thought you said hemorrhoid. I'm like, oh.
The plant simply says no.
I'm gonna call you jackass.
Yes, yes. That is a perfect name.
What flower is he?
He is actually a flower simply just known as a sunrise petal. They're known for their very intense healing abilities.
This one's just throwing shade every chance he gets.
I have an
Physical
idea.
healing, emotional damage.
And like Astros gives a laugh and he's like, you know what? How about we call you Celestia?
And like this plant, like it fucking deadpans towards you.
It's not my fault you're a sunflower. Or whatever the fuck it's called.
And like it opens its mouth a little bit. And it fucking twists its head as fast as it can.
Does it kill itself? Did it just kill itself?
Yes.
I was.
Oh my god!
Hey Max,
Like-
guess what?
I don't think-
That-
I don't
Doesn't work
think
on a
he-
plant.
No, because like
No, it works on a creature, and technically plants are creatures, believe it or not.
No,
So,
he didn't have a soul.
yeah, I was about to say I don't think this plant has a soul.
Yeah, awakened
But,
creatures don't have souls.
It also isn't willing.
Nihilus is gonna say,
That one fucking and Astro just looks at this. God, you would think with the mouth like that he would have a sense of humor. I guess not.
you know, I was about to ask it something because everyone, at least some person's like, oh yeah, someone you know is betrayed. I'm like, what the fuck?
And like Raphael says, maybe that's a sign you should pay attention.
I'm gonna try again with another plant.
Auric, maybe that's not the best idea.
Well, not right now. It's gonna take you another 8 hours.
Yes. I say that we all get some rest. I'm sure Tavington isn't too far away.
Yes, I suppose.
So I thought I already do pay attention.
Go.
Nihilus, from what I can tell, you don't.
Eh, you're
Astro just-
probably right.
And Astro just says, perhaps I've been too focused on my mission to see it.
Or it's gonna make a potion out of this plant.
It'd be funny if the
You
potion.
get a.
It'd be funny if the potion becomes
Max,
sentient.
what the fuck are you singing?
It doesn't matter. You get a either supreme or superior, whichever.
I know
higher.
what he's singing.
I believe
Supreme is the
high.
highest.
Yeah, so then you get a supreme health potions.
Health potions or just one?
Health potion.
Okay.
However, the health potion will taste bitter.
It had a bitter death. It died out of spite.
I'm gonna give the potion to Nihilists.
Okay.
I was like, I kind of don't want it, but okay, I'll take it.
And
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna force you guys to
Time
skip.
skip. Time skip. Yay!
And so you guys are turning your way basically to it's the next couple mornings. I mean, you passed these 2 days, and
Oh, by the way, did Alia cover herself? Just want to make sure that was done.
yes,
Don't want to get
yes,
attacked in the street.
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
do not worry.
You guys reach Tavington, and it is empty, very, very empty.
Oh.
I mean, you see
Detect
the
light.
occasional pony kind of walking in the street. However, they seem to glare at the cart as it comes to pass.
Question: whenever
So weren't we told that fuck, what was it? Like, I know the ponies came here, but who else came here? Like, were the ponies the only ones here?
Everyone in Blackwater basically came here. Most of it was just ponies.
Well, I guess technically Tavington is bigger than Blackwater, so probably just
Yeah.
seems more empty by comparison.
But you would also know that Tavington is also very, typically lively.
Well, it is war, so, you know,
But,
I doubt. And Ash was just so they're glaring at the cart. Do they appear to be glaring specifically, or just the cart in general?
just at the cart in general, specifically, they can't really see that there is not, it's not only humanoids in the cart. They just only see the humanoid driving the cart, and they're kind of not really happy. Because they've not been treated the best.
Yeah, ponies haven't had the best of times here in Ottawa. I guess what Astral's going to do is he is going to kind of crawl out of the front and sort of awkwardly try to sit next to Nihilus, like in the front while he's driving. Although he has to sit a lot like a dog because the bench is meant for a humanoid.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
Okay, go ahead.
as you get up there, I mean, some people, some of them are less glaring. I mean, some are just really mad because they're having a bad day.
I would imagine.
But,
So were we told specifically where the ponies, where they normally just hole up? Is there like a mess hall or something?
I mean, there is, you could assume that they were staying at the taverns and stuff.
So,
But, actually, before you do that, you guys kind of pass what looks to be a schoolhouse. And you see every child, humanoid and non-humanoid alike, basically pressed against the glass.
like inside they're having to share shit.
They're pressed against the glass watching the cart pass. As if they're
Oh, okay.
crying.
I thought you said pressed against the glass. Like I thought they were just like shoved in there.
No,
Okay,
they're pressed
did.
against.
Okay.
They're pressed against the glass of the windows. They're looking at the cart, and you can tell that some of them are basically. You can tell that actually all of them are waiting to see. All the ones that are pressed against the glass are waiting to see if their parents have returned.
Oh
no.
So Orc is going to be starting a soup kitchen while he's here.
Max, does one of these kids happen to be her, or no?
She's not pressed against the glass. However, she is sitting in the corner of the classroom with the other dejected-looking kids. And you can only assume what she's been told. or left to assume. It was 6 months.
Go to her.
Yeah. So Astral. Nihilus.
No,
Stop the cart.
Oh, okay. Now it's just stops the cart.
Like Astral, he like takes like a very deep breath and he's,
You good?
no, I am
Is
not.
Is she in
And
there?
Nihilus, I would appreciate it if you would shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry.
And Astral, well, Astral, he's having a array of emotions, right?
You know, fair.
Good.
Fair enough.
And he doesn't want to just rush the schoolhouse because that'll seem suspicious. But he's just like, please tell everyone to stay here.
All right.
And he's going to. What's up?
Zenith was just gonna look at you, Astral, as you're like leaving the cart and say, "Good luck." Like in a hopeful way. Like he's hoping
Yeah.
that you actually will have good luck.
Ash was like, thank you, I shall need it. And like he hops off the cart and he just starts making his. And like, I'm guessing the door's closed.
The door is closed.
Oh, great. Did Astral see a teacher in there by any chance? Or is it just them in the schoolhouse just chilling?
You did see a teacher in there.
I did or did not?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Astral is going to very gently just kind of wait for someone to answer it. Probably the teacher.
No one seems to answer.
Is the door unlocked?
Yeah.
Astral. God damn it. Astral, he is going to turn the knob and push open the door.
And as you get into the door, without the windows in the way, and you guys, I guess you didn't realize you didn't really get a proper look at the ponies coming in, because you realize that when you open the door to the schoolhouse without the glass there, you cannot see the ponies' faces, and that is where we're ending session.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Are they faceless?
Wait, they don't have faces?
They're faceless.